வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். உலக சமுதாய சேவா சங்கம் கர்நாடக மண்டலத்தின் சார்பாக இன்றைய ஆத்ம சங்கமா நிகழ்ச்சியில் இணைந்த மையன்பர்கள் அனைவரையும் அன்புடன் வரவேற்கின்றோம். இன்றைய நற்சந்தனையில் நாம் சிந்திக்க இருப்பது டிவினிட்டி அண்ட் மைண்ட், தெய்வீகம் மற்றும் மனம். இந்த தலைப்பிலே நம்முடைய உரையாற்ற அருள்நிதி ஸ்கை துணை பேராசிரியை திருமதி அனிதா ஜிஎம் அவர்கள் சிவானந்தா நகர் ஸ்கை அறக்கட்டளைக்கு உட்பட்ட GKW தவ மையத்திலிருந்து நம்முடைய இணைந்துள்ளார்கள். அம்மா அவர்கள் பயோடெக்னாலஜியில் பிஎஸ்சி பட்டம் பெற்று இருக்கிறார்கள். நமது யோகாவில் யோகா ஃபார் ஹியூமன் எக்ஸலன்சியில் MA பட்டம் பெற்று இருக்கிறார்கள். அம்மா அவர்கள் 2014ஆம் ஆண்டிலிருந்து உலக சமுதாய சேவா சங்கத்தோடு தன்னை இணைத்துக் கொண்டு சுமார் 5 ஆண்டுகளாக ஸ்கை மூலமாக தனி மனித அமைதி, உலக அமைதி பரப்புவதில் தொண்டாற்றி வருகிறார்கள். நமது ஸ்மார்ட்டில் துணை பேராசிரியராகவும் தொண்டாற்றி வருகிறார்கள். அம்மா அவர்களை உங்கள் அனைவரின் சார்பாகவும் கர்நாடக மாநிலத்தில் உள்ள அனைத்து உலக சமுதாய சேவா சங்கங்களின் சார்பாகவும் தனது நற்சிந்தனையை நம்முடைய உரையாற்ற அன்புடன் அழைக்கின்றேன். வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன் ஐயா. ரொம்ப நன்றி ஐயா.
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். So, thank you one and all for all the participants present over here. I render my gratitude to one and all present over here, taking up your wonderful time at this middle of the day. And I render my gratitude to our Karnataka Zone President Shri Dhanapati Sir and Srimati Vijaya Madam for rendering this opportunity for all Sky professors and assistant professors to render our services through this way. So today I have chosen the topic known as divinity and mind. These are the two words where every human being is eagerly urged to understand and attain or gain in his entire life. So every moment we are trying to understand what is mind and what is divinity, and in turn we are trying to understand our own self, isn't it? So who can understand our own self? Like if I am Anita, I should understand myself better, right? So if I want to understand myself better, I should dive inside. Yes or no? Should I look into others or should I look into myself? If I want myself to understand in a better way. So what is there to understand myself? You should raise a question there. So everybody are human being here. So why should I understand in turn for myself? So whatever I am there, right? I can live a life the same way which is going on. But what is the need over there for understanding again in a different way or in a different manner? Isn't it? Now we are all human being, right? So why we are called as human being? Because there is a extra sensory perception, we can say, that is mind. Even animals have mind, right? So, but what is the change over there compared to animals and human? Though animals have the mind, but they don't have the ability to cognize or analyze, right? So, but animals are able to express their feelings and emotions, correct? But humans not only have the capability to express the emotions, but they also have the capability to understand that emotions or the reason behind that emotions and feelings. That's an additional criteria what we have gained through the evolutionary process of this divinity. Yes or no? So, How do we understand those emotions and feelings? Only with the help of this mind. So we don't know many time in a day when we are happy, when we are sad, okay, when we become moody, when we become anxious or angry, and when we become frustrated. So when I was just shortlisting the different types of emotions, positive and negative, I was astonished to see I could list somewhere near 120 different names of emotions like happiness, sadness, okay, anger, frustration, whether you're feeling lonely, whether you're feeling joy. So that way I was able to list around nearly 120 emotions. See, so many emotions we are able to identify. Do animals have that capability? No, right? So only we have that capability of doing something different from animals. But unfortunately, we are doing the same activity what animals are doing. Have we utilized the sixth sense to the fullest possible? Still, we are on the path of doing that. So, this creativity or cognizing capacity starts at the very early age itself. Okay, you can see a small child, how creatively it will be playing. Correct. So, whatever it wants to attempt to do, it will not stop any way, any manner. Either it will fight and gain it, or it will find some other path to get whatever it is urging for. But we, after growing to certain age, we fail again and again. Correct. So many ways, many aspects, we take the step backwards and we stop ourselves in performing many activities, and we start hurting our own selves, and we start putting our own mind into conflict or sadness or negative part. Yes or no? So we have to check every moment of this mind activity. So Maharshi clearly explains what is mind. Nowhere in the history, nowhere in the scientific era, no none of the scientific people or the scientists or the doctors are able to give such a beautiful explanation for mind. So Maharshi gives a wonderful explanation for mind, saying that mind is nothing but the biomagnetic wave which is emanating from our own body. Okay, so the wave which is coming out of our body in the form of mind. Now we are able to hear all these audios and all, and we are able to view all these pictures and all around us. How is it possible? Only because of the biomagnetic energy that is getting converted through this panchendriyas, through these five senses. Okay, and that mind is able to cognize it. Cognizing in the sense able to understand its own way through which it has acquired the previous imprints. Previously, we have certain documents within us. Correct. So, like we say, account documents, property documents, which our parents will be having, that will be handed over to kids. When parents feel now all these property documents and all this responsibility should be handed over to the next generation, that is their kids, they hand over everything, right? They write the property to the kids. Same way, we have the documented imprints within us, even though parents don't agree or they agree or disagree, no matter. So it is freely coming to us in the form of what? Sanchita karma. So after accepting all those wanted or unwanted documents, only then we get this physical form. Correct? So all those documented which we have within ourselves in the form of Sanchita Karma, the imprints, those experiences also will be registered. And when we cognize again new experience present time through this sensory perception, we go and compare all those previous documentation and start analyzing. Okay, start checking whether the previous experience is a better experience or the present experience is the better experience. That way mind always work in a fraction of second. You know, in a fraction of second a mind is able to cognize like more than thousands of thoughts. You just can't imagine. In a day a mind is able to register, and the thinking process or the thoughts which is flowing into a mind for this 24 hours is nearly 60,000 thoughts. So you divide 24 hours by 60,000 thoughts. For every hour how many thoughts you will get, and for every minute how many thoughts you will get. All those thoughts are being checking through our genetic center, which is the holder of this account section of imprints. This is the divine justice, what Maharshi calls. So this is called as genetic center, or we say it as Tali Kendra. Okay. Or in previous dates, what our ancestors said as the concept of heaven and hell, where who is that? Chitragupta and Yama Kinkara and Chitragupta. The king, Yama is the king for the hell, and he will decide whether we have to go to hell or heaven pertaining to our activities or deeds, whatever we have done in this life, entire life tenure. Who is maintaining that records? It is nothing but our own genetic center, right? So don't you get that sense whenever you start lying to your small children, lying to your husband, lying to any of the friends or family members? Don't you get that pinch within you, like why you're lying? This is not right. You should not do this. But still we go ahead and lie, correct? So because we have to maintain our what? Prestige. We have to maintain our dignity, and we don't want to give up the ego which we carry. Correct? So these are all the form of Sanchita Karma and Prarabdha Karma which we have acquired from these past actions, past experiences. And where is the recording? The data center, we can say. The data center of every individual is the genetic center itself. So the genetic center carries all these imprints, and it is very precise, and it is very swift, and it is very quick in doing all these actions and getting recorded, even faster than the fastest computer what man has found in today's generation. Okay. So that genetic center's information is all passed on through biomagnetic energy in the form of waves. When you put a stone in center of the pond or lake, the lake or pond is very still, right? Very calm. And when you throw a stone in the center, what you get? You get the repulsion and crest and what we say, the waves. Okay, we have the crest and we have the height of the crest. I forgot what is called for that. Okay, so I remember the crest and the tip of the A and the lower tip is B. A and B, A and B. That is the waveform which goes on, right? Same manner, this biomagnetic energy goes in the form of wave from the genetic center, that is the center of the body known as Mooladhara. So in the form of wave, it is going repulsing and protruding, and it is taking what? All the imprints which is located in the genetic center, and the last wave which is reaching is mind, okay, or the brain cells. There starts the analyzing pattern or analyzing forum over there. So mind is a big hub, we can tell, big hub of community or big hub of information desk. Like if you enter a hospital or if you enter some official forum or office, you have the front desk operator, right, to answer all your questions. So in front office you have a lady or a guy. Usually we see ladies only because they can handle people very well. So that is the reason they will place a lady to look also. It will be very soothing for people coming for any work. So they place a lady, beautiful lady over there as a receptionist. Correct. Same way, mind also will have a office or a hub over there, the brain part, which will receive these waves in the form of biomagnetic energy, and it will start analyzing or cognizing all those sensory perceptions which we are experiencing every moment. Okay, every moment whatever you hear, every moment whatever you are seeing around you, every moment whatever you are able to smell. So all these pancha indriyas, and whatever you are talking also. So all these things from where you are getting? Through this brain activity only. Okay, so before uttering any word, whatever we are speaking, that is the reason Maharshi says to analyze the thoughts. So if we start analyzing the thoughts, we will understand mind even better way. And Maharshi gives also the explanation how this mind works. The 10 stages of mind. Okay, the mind works in 10 stages. And the 10 stages, it will acquire very swiftly. But normal people stop only up to 7 stages. But the last 3 stages can be acquired through process of meditation and analysis or introspection, what Maharshi says. Okay, now why should we meditate? Why should we introspect ourselves through mind? We have the frequency, like how we check or how we measure the heart rate. If a person is healthy physically, how they declare? Doctors declare the healthy of the body, health of the body through checking the heartbeat and lungs capacity. Today we are losing lung capacity. Why? Because of fear. Okay, that is a different topic. Let us not divert to that. So the wave frequency of mind is also analyzed through EEG, electroencephalography. Okay. So normally, whomever we meet, normal people who has not learned meditation, their mind frequency will be above 14 cycles to 40 cycles per second. So what is this cycle? The same wave which has the crescent and the ripples. Okay, the tip of the A and the lower tip of the V. So that is one cycle. So like that, if they have more than 14, that is starting from 15 wave frequency to 40 wave frequency, if a person is measured, okay, he is a normal human being if it is starting in the 15. And if it is reaching to 20, he is short temper and aggressive and anxious. And if it is crossing 20 up to 30, he is having some mental problem or mental illness. Okay, his anxiety level is crossed way beyond. If you go and talk to that person, he is very aggressive and either he will try to harm you or he will harm himself all the time. So mentally disturbed people who is nearing to the suicidal tendency or harmful activities is always going on in their mind, and who reaches 40, they don't like to survive on this planet at all. They don't want to live at all. Either they are in the tendency to kill others or kill themselves up to that level. So mind frequency is very important. So when we have the reduced mind frequency, when we are able to calm down the mind to alpha state, so when the frequency is lowered, there is a time gap over there, right? Now in a minute or per second we calculate the mind frequency. In a minute we have 60 seconds. So per second, if the mind frequency is reduced to 14 to 7 cycles, okay, 14 to 8 we can tell, or 13 to 8 that is exact alpha state of mindset. So 13 to 8 frequency, if we are able to bring it down per second, that is called as alpha state of mind. You have the time gap over there. That time gap will help you to cognize things in a better way. Today people fall into the learning aspect of focused learning, concentrated learning, fast learning, memory learning. All these things, what they are doing, they are trying to bring down the mind frequency to this level, and they are trying to implement in a different manner. But Maharshi gives a very clean explanations and direct explanation about all these concepts about mind and its working functionalities. We should understand that when we are able to keep this mind frequency always throughout the day, 24 hours, 7 days in a week, 30 days in a month, 365 days in a year, if you are able to activate your mind frequency at alpha state itself consistently in the sense every moment, every second, your mind frequency is at alpha state. You can feel the vibration, that the blissful vibration at your forehead or between the two eyebrows, the Agna chakra. So if you are able to achieve that, you can do wonders in your life. Okay, this is the level, or this is the capability of mind. So you start getting the deeper level of perceiving capacity, where you will have the extrasensory perception level of cognizing. Like, what is this extrasensory perception? You can understand the actual truth, what a person is trying to express. Okay, so we have so many informations around us, correct? We use this panchendriyas throughout the day and throughout our lifetime. Yes or no? So, but we are not able to analyze it in the right manner. So, we should start analyzing it in the right manner. And when we say the energy, the biomagnetic energy, which is expelling through this senses, the 5 senses. Okay, now we tend to eat for what? Why we all eat the food? To satisfy the stomach or to satisfy the tongue? You should check out that. If you are able to live the life what Maharshi gives, what is that called? 5 limited methods in life. Limit your food only for the body, not for the tongue. Limit your thoughts only for the purposeful activity, not for unnecessary entertainment. Okay, same way, if you are able to limit all those activities, the thought, the words, and the action, okay, in the form of work, what we do, and then the sexual activity and the sleep. These are the 5 precise activity through which we are expelling this biomagnetic energy, and it is wasted through our body. So if we are capable to control that through our mind activity by practicing this intense meditation. Now, why we did this Panchendriya meditation? You should have that awareness. You should have the awareness of the benefits what you're getting through meditation. Each and every meditation what Maharshi is trying to and make us understand. Okay, even after having that understanding capacity, if you are still doing the same old mistakes, then no use of doing meditation also. Correct. So that way you should control that mind. Maharshi also says you cannot control that mind like how you control the machineries. Okay. So because it is the dynamic force of the divinity. Dynamic force of the divinity. It is like an atom bomb. Once it starts blasting or bursting out, it will blast for entire day. If you have the understanding of the nuclear bomb, how that nuclear bomb works through fission or fusion activity. So same way, even this mind is a dynamic force. Use that dynamic force for understanding the divinity. Only when you start using this dynamic force for understanding your own physical body and understanding your own emotional thoughts, okay, then you will be able to manage it and control it according to your capability and take the dynamic force in turn for understanding the divinity. So in meditation, what Maharshi is trying to make us understand and experience, we are gaining all this meditative energy to push our biomagnetic force towards the universal magnetism, and we attain that salvation state. From alpha state of mind frequency, we are bringing down it to theta state. Theta state is 4 to 7 cycles per second. And then we go to the delta state. That is 1 to 3 cycles per second. See, in a second, only 1 to 3 cycle frequency of mind is waving or showing the waves. Only 3 waves are present. 1 wave or 3 wave in 1 second. Are you getting the analog or the catalog of the mind wave which I am trying to tell? Next time I will see that I will prepare some pictures and PPT about that and exhibit in front of you people. I'll try that. Okay. So that way, if we are able to maintain this mind frequency always in theta level, always in delta level, we will become superhuman beings. You will have that capability of becoming a superhero. What you see in the films and all. Hollywood films, Bollywood films, and all. They just show like enacting. It is all animated. But you can become a real superhero, superhuman by taking your mind frequency to theta level and delta level. You have to experience it for your own self. Maharshi says practice 20 minutes of meditation in the morning and 20 minutes of meditation in the evening. That 20 minutes is on itself so difficult. Now, how can we extend it to 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, and all? We should leave the family itself, you people will tell. Correct? So, take up that opportunity because we are born as human only in this lifetime only. We don't have any other life ahead. There is no cycle of birth again and again. Maharshi clearly explains about that also. If you want to experience anything in your life, you have to do it at this moment, this life itself. If you miss the opportunity for your entire life. And again, your soul will be suffering. That suffering will be passed on to who? To your future generation who are in the form of your progeny or children. The sufferings will pass on to the children. So unknowingly they have to experience all those sufferings which you are experiencing it today or this life form. Why we are experiencing all this sadness? Why we are experiencing all this negativity or problems in our life? Or why do we experience all this happiness? It is all the karmas or the imprints which is gifted to us through our ancestors. We are actually living the life of our ancestors, not the actual life of our own self. What is the true potential of the every individual present over here? Are you able to identify the true potential of your own self, your own mind? Only when you are able to identify the true potential of your own self, only then you can say, yes, I am living a contented life, a satisfied life. Go ahead and free yourself from today itself, from this moment itself. Live a life of freedom, the way Maharshi is trying to experience us. Experience that ultimate freedom of liberation. Liberation and freedom should be experienced in the present life state itself. That is what we are struggling for. Mukti. You see, old grannies and parents. Okay, grandparents and all, they say for mukti, I need only boy baby. If I don't have boy child, I will not get mukti. It's all nonsense. Correct? So what is mukti here? Live a peaceful life every moment. That itself is called as a balanced state of life, balanced state of mind. When you are able to reach that peaceful state, then you are balancing your energy all the time. Then you can experience the divinity every moment of your life. Even you can feel the intense happiness within yourself when you are experiencing the sorrow also. When you are in the pain also, you take it in a different manner. You experience it in a different manner. This is what our early sages and early philosophers had gone through, and they have written their experiences in the form of documented texts. Like say Ramana Maharshi and let's say Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Okay, they all have written their experience in the same manner. Vallalar, Bharatiyar, correct. So only when you're capable of taking your mind to this state, this mind frequency, you will have the 100% experience of divinity within yourself. So try to experience that from this moment hereafter, whenever you are going into the meditative state. Yes, starting it is very difficult, but consistency, keep that thought. I want to experience that divinity. I want to experience that divinity. Okay, keep on telling that whenever you are sitting in that meditation. Don't think of any other member of the family. Don't think of any other problems of your life. Don't think of the future of your children. Don't think of your future of your house. Everything will be taken care of, taken care by divinity itself. See, today due to corona, many people have dead suddenly. Are the other people also dying in the family? Are they not having food because that person attained dead? The person is dead. Let's say mother is dead. Are the children suffering from without having food? Are the children going to suffer for the entire life? No, right? Divinity is there to take care of every aspect. Like if I die today, what will happen? Think that. Reach to that level of the mindset. Then you will have the capability of accepting even death also. Only when you are able to come out of the fear of death, you will be able to experience the divinity within yourself. So it is all the mindset, right? So do we have any other reason for that? For not experiencing the divinity within ourselves? It is only because of the fear. So come out of that fear state of mind and experience the divinity within yourself. It can be done only through the mind itself. So that is the reason today we are here to understand the divinity and the mind. So then you will start accepting your inner voice, the intuitional voice, what you hear within yourself. The right angel talk and the wrong evil thought. Where is the angel and where is the evil? Where is the heaven? Where is the hell? Everything is within us only. Correct? The heaven and hell, everything is within us. So we have the opportunity to select and choose what we want. When you have the opportunity to choose, why are you choosing the negativity or the hell? So ultimately, we have the option of selecting the divinity itself. Maharshi has given so beautiful option for us and so beautiful opportunity for us. So why don't we select the divinity itself? Start that thought force from now onwards. Start exhibiting that thought force within yourself and dive within yourself through the introspections every moment. I want to experience this divinity within myself. You see, when you are going to get the result. So unless and until you dilute all your sin imprints, you cannot experience the divinity. Because divinity is the dynamic force. It wants enormous space within you. If you are occupying all the negativities within you and the space is filled with full of negativity in the form of this karmas or sin imprints, the divinity will not be experienced by you. Only when you are able to get rid of all those negative aspects, negative thoughts, negative emotions, only then you will be able to experience that divinity. The divine starts dwelling within you. Okay, this is the ultimate connectivity which I can give regarding this topic, divinity and mind. So it's already time. I here conclude this topic by giving you this knowledge which I have acquired to Maharshi, and I feel immensely blessed, and I thank and render my gratitude for one and all for present here for such a long time hearing this speech, and render my gratitude to this World Community Service Center and Karnataka Zone also. And by the grace of the divine power, we may all enjoy good health, long life, enough wealth, prosperity, and wisdom. Be blessed by the divine. Thank you so much, one and all. வாழ்க வளமுடன், sir.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. Thanks for delivering meaningful speech, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். அம்மாவிடம் பேச விரும்பும் அன்பர்கள் உங்களுடைய கருத்துக்களை பரிமாறிக்கொள்ளலாம். ஹேண்ட் ரைஸ் பட்டனை ரைஸ் பண்ணி கருத்துக்களை பரிமாறிக்கொள்ளுங்கள். அதுக்கு முன்பாக இன்று மற்றும் நாளைய நிகழ்ச்சிகள் பற்றிய ஓர் அறிவிப்பு. இன்று மாலை 4:15 மணிக்கு கன்னட மொழியிலே பஞ்சேந்திரிய தவம் ஏற்ற இருக்கின்றோம். 4:45 மணிக்கு உலக அமைதிக்காக 108 முறை வாழ்த்து இருக்கின்றோம். 4:55 மணிக்கு ಕನ್ನಡ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಹತ್ವ ತಿರುವು என்ற தலைப்பிலே பத்மாவதி எஸ் ஸ்கை ப்ரொஃபஸர் பத்மாவதி எஸ் அவர்கள் உரையாற்ற இருக்கிறார்கள். அனைவரும் இணைந்து பயன்பெறுவோம். நாளைய நிகழ்ச்சிகள் நாளைய மதியம் 2 மணிக்கு தவம், அதை அடுத்து ஸ்கை அசிஸ்டன்ட் ப்ரொஃபஸர் ஆனந்தி பி அவர்கள் மதமும் சடங்குகளும் என்ற தலைப்பிலே நற்சிந்தனையை அளிக்க இருக்கிறார்கள். அனைவரும் இணைந்து பயன்பெறுவோம். நாளை மாலை 4:15 மணிக்கு கன்னட மொழியிலே தவம் ஏற்று இருக்கின்றோம். அதை அடுத்து ஸ்கை ப்ரொஃபஸர் சீனிவாஸ் ஐயா பி அவர்கள் ಮನಕುಲ ಉದ್ಧಾರಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ವೇದಾತ್ರಿ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ಅವರ மனவிகாச கலை என்ற தலைப்பிலே கன்னட மொழியிலே நற்சிந்தனை அளிக்க இருக்கிறார்கள். அனைவரும் இணைந்து பயன்பெறுவோம். இப்போது ஜெகதீஸ்வரன் ஐயா அன்மிட் பண்ணிட்டு பேசலாங்க.
வாழ்க வளமுடன் ஜெகதீஸ்வரன் ஐயா.
ஜெகதீஸ்வரன் ஐயா அன்மிட் பண்ணிட்டு பேசலாங்க.
Madam, you have given a good speech on the topic divinity and mind. According to Saint Tirumular, by leading a virtuous and doing meditation, we can come up across the sea in sin imprints. This can be passed to our descendants also. It reminds me of the poem of Tirumular, Tilaikum Vinai Tiru Duruni. இளைப்பினை நீக்க இருவழி உண்டு, கிளைக்கும் தனக்கும் அக்கேடில் முதவன், இளைக்கும் தவம் அறம் ஏற்றுமே துணை. This is the contents which I have Tirumular has given. Madam, you have given a good speech. It reminds me of that great saint's poem, which I have. So you have given a good speech. Divinity is very there. We can attain divinity by doing meditation and leading a virtuous life.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, madam. This topic is very good for me, but through this I got the poem from Tiruvallur, which I have given to you. No, thank you very much, madam. Be
Thank you,
blessed
sir.
by the divine.
Thank you so much. Be blessed by the divine.
Be blessed by the divine. Thank you very much, sir. If anybody want to talk to her, please raise your raise hand button. Madam, can you conclude, madam?
Yes, sir. We can conclude.
Thank you very much. வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். இன்று டிவினிட்டி அண்ட் மைண்ட் என்ற தலைப்பிலே தெய்வீகம் மற்றும் மனம் என்ற தலைப்பிலே நம்முடைய நற்சிந்தனையை அளித்த ஸ்கை அசிஸ்டன்ட் ப்ரொஃபஸர் அனிதா ஜிஎம் அவர்களை வாழ்த்தும் நேரம். அனைவரும் துரிய நிலைக்கு வரவும். ஸ்கை அசிஸ்டன்ட் ப்ரொஃபஸர் அனிதா ஜிஎம் அவர்கள் வாழ்க வளமுடன். அவர்கள் உடல் நலம் வாழ்க வளமுடன். அவர்களின் தொண்டு வாழ்க வளமுடன். அவர்களின் அன்பு குடும்பம் வாழ்க வளமுடன். கர்நாடக மாநிலத்தில் உள்ள அனைத்து ஸ்கை அறக்கட்டளைகள் வாழ்க வளமுடன். அதில் தொண்டாற்றும் அனைத்து அன்பர்களும் வாழ்க வளமுடன். இந்த வாய்ப்பை நமக்கு அளித்த கர்நாடக மாநில உலக சமுதாய சேவா சங்கத்தின் தலைவர் அருள்நிதி திரு டாக்டர் கணபதி ஐயா அவர்கள் வாழ்க வளமுடன். கர்நாடக மாநில உலக சமுதாய சேவா சங்கத்தின் ஸ்மார்ட் துணைத் தலைவர் அருள்நிதி டாக்டர் விஜய கணபதி அவர்கள் வாழ்க வளமுடன். வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். ஆத்ம சங்கமா இணைப்பில் இணைந்த அனைவருக்கும் அருட்பேராற்றலின் கருணையினால் உடல் நலம், நீளாயுள், நிறை செல்வம், உயர்ப்புகள், ஞானம் ஓங்கி வாழ வாழ்த்தி இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியை முடிவுக்கு கொண்டு வருகின்றோம். இப்போது உலக நல வாழ்த்து.
உலகமெல்லாம் பருவமழை ஒத்தபடி பெய்யட்டும். உழவரெல்லாம் தானியத்தை உவப்புடனே பெருக்கட்டும். பல தொழில்கள் புரிகின்ற பாட்டாளி உயரட்டும். பகுத்துணர்வில் தொகுத்துணர்வு பண்பாட்டை உயர்த்தட்டும். கலகங்கள் போட்டி பகை கடந்தாட்சி நடக்கட்டும். கல்லாமை கடன் வறுமை களங்கங்கள் மறையட்டும். நலவாழ்வை அளிக்கும் ஞான ஒளி வீசட்டும். நம் கடமை அறவாழ்வின் நாட்டத்தே சிறக்கட்டும். நம் கடமை அறவாழ்வின் நாட்டத்தே சிறக்கட்டும். நம் கடமை அறவாழ்வின் நாட்டத்தே சிறக்கட்டும். வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன்.